real nigga, keep it real nigga, yeah. Is you a real nigga if you been finger popping a trigger? You a real nigga if you went and killed another nigga? Keep it real nigga. You ain't a real nigga, now that's real nigga. Is you a real nigga if you're a crip or blood? Is you a real nigga if you been labeled a thug? Keep it real nigga. You ain't a real nigga, now that's real nigga.
Who gave you niggas a mic? Supported all the bullshit that you write. Rapping about things you never done in your life. Call me a hater just cause I ain't falling victim to the hype. And your catalog be playing in my stereo light. Cause the only thing y'all promoting is stereotypes. You niggas rap about rats or loud packs, or that you bust straps, shoot first, don't buck back, or how you pump crack. Maybe fuck a few hood rats and only kill blacks. Yo, my nigga, what good's that? You think it's cool we got kids in tears cause his mama overdosed and seen his pops in years? So now his role model growing up is you fucking queers? Cause you niggas ain't killers, man, you just fucking weird. Look, get yourself some loose pants and grow you a beard, just a suggestion. Now I only got one question.
Is you a real nigga if you been finger popping a trigger? You a real nigga if you went and killed another nigga? Keep it real nigga. You ain't a real nigga, now that's real nigga. Is you a real nigga if you're a crip or blood? Is you a real nigga if you been labeled a thug? Keep it real nigga. You ain't a real nigga, now that's real nigga.
Remember when you had to be credible just to rap? Some of you niggas, I'ma need evidence of your facts. I see you cover up cause it's evident that you whack. You tried to move a couple of packs to boost your stats. You was never able to tell the truth from a fable. You were undercover sucker, wearing the thug label. I try to school niggas, I do it whenever able. Bruh, get a pen and a pad, you should be grateful. First, how you call yourself a shooter but you can't shoot? Hitting 9-year-olds when they sitting on their damn stoop. Strays gunning females down, the block mourner. Candles and teddy bears decorating the corner. Spilling out a Corona for sending it to her owner. That don't make you real, it just make you a blood donor. How you niggas feel? Still wanna be thug, homie? You ain't gotta kill your people to be gangster. Know some real niggas that's G's, they outrank you. Generals and captains all ready for action. My officers is offering you, cutting you into fractions. Wanna be a blood or a crip, I'ma be a champion. Straight winner, not a drop of the fake in us. They say the last real niggas dead or in jail. That's bullshit, they in UPK and we living well.
You a real nigga if you been finger popping a trigger? You a real nigga if you went and killed another nigga? Keep it real nigga. You ain't a real nigga, now that's real nigga. Is you a real nigga if you're a crip or blood? Is you a real nigga if you been labeled a thug? Keep it real nigga. You ain't a real nigga, now that's real nigga.
We died together, dying on no boats. Died together, rope round our throats. Now all of a sudden, whatever love we had, we killing each other by the dozens. Breed for game, make us squeeze them things. Breathing seeds of Cain, need to change, wicked epidemic. Before the white chalk, have another black brother sketched up in it. Kilos for business and strippers. How you the neighborhood hero in the business, killing niggas. Creeping through the block, drop top hoop, the different flag, get that ass blasted from the Uzi. I use a real nigga running from the stroke. I use a real nigga taking it up the butthole. Where I'm from, red dot, stop the blood flow. Pulling the cars of them Gustos, you must know my clique. Tighter than a hand and mirrors, try to separate, take it off the hand and them carrots. Real G's roll meek in silence. Hustling on the corner, preaching violence. If we can't split, gift the peace, equip reinforcements, visa clips to eat. Now is you real nigga? Is you a real word?
Is you a real nigga if you been finger popping a trigger? You a real nigga if you went and killed another nigga? Keep it real nigga. You ain't a real nigga, now that's real nigga. Is you a real nigga if you're a crip or blood? Is you a real nigga if you been labeled a thug? Keep it real nigga. You ain't a real nigga, now that's real nigga. Is you a real nigga if you been finger popping a trigger? You a real nigga if you went and killed another nigga? Keep it real nigga. You ain't a real nigga, now that's real nigga. Is you a real nigga if you're a crip or blood? Is you a real nigga if you been labeled a thug? Keep it real nigga. You ain't a real nigga, now that's real nigga. Is you a real nigga if you been finger popping a trigger? You a real nigga if you went and killed another nigga? Keep it real nigga. You ain't a real nigga, now that's real nigga. Man, yeah. Hey yo, my regimen is wake up in the morning, pissing excellence. Think you fucking with me, then you must be on that mescaline. Every track is evidence, it's evident. All these rappers are relevant. Kill them all and never show no sentiment. Me to touch the microphone for pro bono, show me the Benjamins. Only politicians that useless a dead president. Cash rules everything around me, get the Entenmann's. And I'm charging you double if you're an Eminem or Kevin Federline. It's for my son's benefit, so every track is eminent. Bear witness to this testament. Round here, I'm working harder than a bunch of Mexicans. First mixtape, and I'm sounding like a veteran. Leave them feeling like they were drawn straight off of heroin. Greatest of all time, there ain't many that's better than. We won't lie, them kids from the lost tribe. Dawood Chaataza, rep it for the most high.
I do bomb atomically, rap's anomaly. I'm a prodigy of prophecies, theories and philosophies. I gotta be the only man alive with these qualities. And I don't wanna brag, I want my people out of poverty. So burn down Sodom and all its wicked societies, and free us from the white man's democracies and policies, economies and colonies, monopolies, apologies. Fuck it, free from the white man entirely. I'm diabolical from my follicles to my molecules, unstoppable. Got all my enemies in my optical, methodical. The way I'm eliminating these obstacles. This is what I gotta do, never has it been optional. My words are a weapon, you other rappers is kinda hype, but I'm the type to grab the mic and turn it into dynamite. Any rapper that be biting like a parasite. If I don't get you now, then I visit you in the afterlife.
Yeah. Yo, my regimen is wake up in the morning, pissing excellence. Think you fucking with me, then you must be on that mescaline. Every track is evidence, it's evident. All these rappers are relevant. Kill them all and never show no sentiment. Me to touch the microphone for pro bono, show me the Benjamins. Only politicians that useless a dead president. Cash rules everything around me, get the Entenmann's. And I'm charging you double if you're an Eminem or Kevin Federline. It's for my son's benefit, so every track is eminent. Bear witness to this testament. Round here, I'm working harder than a bunch of Mexicans. First mixtape, and I'm sounding like a veteran. Leave them feeling like they were drawn straight off of heroin. Greatest of all time, there ain't many that's better than. We won't lie, them kids from the lost tribe. Dawood Chaataza, rep it for the most high.
I do bomb atomically, rap's anomaly. I'm a prodigy of prophecies, theories and philosophies. I gotta be the only man alive with these qualities. And I don't wanna brag, I want my people out of poverty. So burn down Sodom and all its wicked societies, and free us from the white man's democracies and policies, economies and colonies, monopolies, apologies. Fuck it, free from the white man entirely. I'm diabolical from my follicles to my molecules, unstoppable. Got all my enemies in my optical, methodical. The way I'm eliminating these obstacles. This is what I gotta do, never has it been optional. My words are a weapon, you other rappers is kinda hype, but I'm the type to grab the mic and turn it into dynamite and smite any rapper that be biting like a parasite. If I don't get you now, then I visit you in the afterlife. Shut the fuck up.
Come on a little louder.
Just shut the fuck up.
Everybody in together now.
Shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up, man. Shut the fuck up.
What's that? I didn't hear you.
Just shut the fuck up.
Come on a little louder.
Shut the fuck up.
Everybody in together now.
Just shut the fuck up, man. Shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Lost tribe. You gangsters, cosmetic. Ugh. Tired as fuck. Yo, DJ Premier need to hit a nigga up though. Let's hit it. Yo, let me start off rudely. I'm as disrespectful as smacking a kufi. I'm from the city where they straight killing niggas for loosies. Boys turn to criminals and girls turn to hoochies. Me, I try to do the right thing like Mookie, cause life is looking something like a Spike Lee movie. In 2015, I'm still bumping the Fugees. I grew up in the 90s, pants fitting me loosely. These other rappers dressing like they ain't like coochie. Bitch, you get no juice, big ups to Boozy. They could work for U-Haul and still not move me. Go home, you need more time on that loose leaf. Good grief, I spit like a Uzi. You sound like Dookie and I rap like Coogee. But I ain't no gangster dog, I'm not like Tukey. I am a Aston Martin and you're a Suzuki. I leave them feeling just like the crack or Pookie. You dig?
I remember hopping out the Grand Dam into the Beamer, or sitting courtside with Tazaryach Ward the arena. You could tell by my demeanor, my flow is fresher and cleaner. Late night, I done put in this work while niggas dreamers. I'm on the mic, I turn doubters into believers. Flow sick when I spit bystanders, it's catching fevers. I flow for the hood while you niggas leave it to beaver. I step up in the cypher, they shaking and having seizures. I wrote a thesis. Never fear no polices, they dumb as but hitting beavers. These crackers fucking animals, slaughtering us to eat us in the belly of the beast. Like who the fuck gon' free us? I broke the chains, 3 letters up in the name, U.P.K. And I promise it never change. I promise you that us and them niggas is not the same. Cause look dawg, I'm a way better pedigree, and I ain't buying all that bullshit you selling me. Look at what I'm cooking, like I'm chefing up the recipe. Now I ain't got a flick of the wrist, it ain't my specialty, but I specialize in thick bitches and rhymes, large caliber handguns, or shaking sides. Breaking down scriptures, no more breaking down pies. Show you how to decipher the truth from all the lies. Feeling like when I'm in the booth, I'm immortalized. You only tough on that juice, that's your disguise. Meaning when you not on that goose, you a normal guy. Me, I shit on you anywhere, you a porta potty. La-di-da-di, we like to party. We don't cause trouble, so don't make us hurt nobody. Yeah, don't make us hurt nobody.
You gangsters, cosmetic.
Don't make us hurt nobody.
I was 24 trying to see 25. I was 24 trying to see 25. I was 24 trying to see 25. But the shit that I'm spitting. Looked around, all I saw was death in the streets. That's why every time I speak, I put life in the beat. They ask me why I ain't smile, nigga, life ain't sweet. Black man, Hispanic man, we got no time to be weak. Nah, I said it best, you know we just surviving the times. And it's survival of the fit, only the strong survive. That's why each and every day I pray to the Most High. Cause most of my people ain't make it to see 25. I was 24 trying to see 25. But the shit that I'm spitting, crackers ain't gon' want me alive. Less it's 25 to life and I'm stuck in a cell. 23 hours to slot, yo my nigga, that's hell. We the salt of the earth and our taste gone stale. Living in a system set up for my people to fail. It's time to come together, that's the only way to excel. May the Lord's anger rain down fury like hellfire and brimstone. Revert these devils back to the Flintstones. Burn down Sodom, turn Babylon into rubble. With the angel and the Lion of Judah, king of the jungle. Ephraim is the flame, turn the Esau into stubble. This the patience of the saints, so always remain humble. He who endures to the end will see this place crumble. Blessed is the man who sees the fall of his enemies. His prophecy is destiny. Been at war for centuries, victims of lost identity, but now we got the recipe. The Bible is the remedy for healing all extremities. I said the Bible is the remedy for healing all extremities. We speak the truth until the day that we die. Survival of the fit, only the strong survive. Still here. We spit the truth until the day that we die. Survival of the fit, only the strong survive. Still here. We speak the truth until the day that we die. The day that we die. The day that we die. Still here. I rep the Most High until the day that I die.
I put the bars together with anger and vengeance, praying that the breath of my enemies get extinguished. Niggas rhyme nursery like I'm here in Disney. How can I spit soft when crackers hit wanna end me? Trying to take my life and my kids without a father. That's why you see me rolling around with that revolver. 6-shooter on me like I'm in the Wild West. Caught them trying to steal them bars. They want the style next, but they can't duplicate y'all where they recuperate. Came a long way from moving perks about the Super 8. Hotel, motel, wet-headed wholesale. Now you might see me with fringes all on my coattail, looking like a Hebrew. But I don't beef over the web, just step to me when I see you. Nose triangle on that 50 cal eagle. Not even a main event, it's just a preview. Right before the movie, big budgets and Uzi. Big butted bitches, low 30 up in the Thule. Niggas so groovy, come and check the stilo. I leave, they talking again, it's like I'm Debo. Rap is just a free throw, I got the game sewn. When I'm done, drop the mic, nah, taking mine home. So it won't fall in the hands of fuck niggas. Me, I play the cards I'm dealt, but Trump niggas ball on these haters, they swear I could dunk, nigga. What you want, nigga? Choppers fit nice in the trunk, nigga. A problem over here, you can see me out front, nigga. So jump, nigga. Mean if you frog, you out front, nigga. Front, nigga. Front, nigga. Front, nigga. Front, nigga. Front, nigga. Front, nigga.
We speak the truth until the day that we die. Survival of the fit, only the strong survive. Still here. We spit the truth until the day that we die. Survival of the fit, only the strong survive. Still here. We speak the truth until the day that we die. The day that we die. The day that we die. Still here. I rep the Most High until the day that I die. We speak the truth until the day that we die. Survival of the fit, only the strong survive. We spit the truth until the day that we die. Survival of the fit, only the strong survive. We speak the truth until the day that we die. Day that we die. Day that we die.
It's rolling on it. What is it?
Purchase your tracks today.
Know the people been waiting for a minute for something authentic. Came in the truth and bossed in it. Made niggas regroup. Had to shed light on the false image. ISUPK court. Now who the fuck won scrimmage 2 words for soft niggas? What is it? Good riddance, don't affiliate with feminine symptoms. I know you feel me, nigga. This a death threat to hip-hop. You don't stop that weak shit, I'ma mix your lean with some grimlock. When the last time you heard it this wrong? What I wish for is when the earth inherited by the piss born. We been to war, them the ones I'm taking risks for. Ain't got no picks or no cards to hold. Holy angels watch my steps, them Glock guard my soul. Can't let them leave my body cold. I know you feel me, nigga. Let the wicked weep and the meek prevail. God never been 50-50, I shall now awake and sleep a cell. Let the righteous cry, silence the pretender. A rebel without a cause, as long as I remember. Now taking the kingdom, the only thing on my agenda. Can't avoid me, nigga. Middle finger to the ones that try to destroy me. Revenge of beauty, I'm a beast. I told the bitch she can't eat, let she join me for dinner. My God ain't got no regard for a sinner. One call fall on him like timber. I know you feel me, nigga. In the eyes of terror, I stand still. Go to work for the colony, bring it back to the anthill. Plus everything I drop, heavy as an anvil. Show you how to stand like a man in this damn field. I know you feel me, nigga. Fuck equality, it gotta be one man win and the rest lose. Wave devastate them, I'm calculating my next move. UPK will real niggas seek refuge. Body shots for bars, that'll get you bruised. My niggas whole ranker, check your little attitude. I came to fuck up your mood on your little holiday like I'm Mr. Scrooge. Resurrected from the grave, walking from the fall. Visions in my eyes, gripping the mic. Screaming, God bless the underdog down by the letter. And live by that protocol, walk by faith, not by sight. Ain't no hope for getting struggles. Life like some war, resist or get pulled into a world that never left you. I will endure, election will be sure, correction will be swift. No Will Smith, but I am legend. What else would you call the killer of deception? A leader got soldiers on post in every direction. All gold like a German shepherd, young and a restless, swear honor like a diamond necklace. I know you feel me, nigga.
Purchase your tracks today.
It's rolling on it. What is it?
If you want to cross the line, you'd have crossed it. If you want to play games, go play that somewhere else. We got business to do here. Cross the line or get the f out. Either one.
I.S.U.P.K.
Yeah. Look at gunshot. You on live with Cross the Line Radio with your hosts. With your host, Captain Tazaryach, Captain Chaataza.
Yep.
In the building once again every Thursday night. You know how we get down. We like people to call into the show. We like to have guests. We like to have interactions. Tonight we're going to talk about a couple things. We're going to talk about the LBGT. We're going to talk about Kanye West, of course. I almost didn't want to talk about Kanye West because I thought everybody would see it for what I saw it as, is just a nigga want to sell records.
Right.
If you was dead, like who was really checking for Kanye West? Like let's keep it a buck. Nobody's looking for a Kanye West track, an album. He been gone since he married that heathen, Kim Kardashian.
No, he dropped the album.
But that shit was trash.
I like
He differs.
I like
but it was trash.
Life of Pablo.
I knew he was done when he had that video. Didn't he have the Kardashian on a horse or something like that, and he was rapping? Or she was in a car?
I don't know. I haven't watched the music video since like.
Yeah, well.
You can hate me now.
Nobody's checking for him. When was that? That was like 2 years ago or something like that?
Yeah,
Nobody
probably.
cares about Kanye at all. So Kanye figures, how can I get people to talk about me? I know. I'm going to wear this hat because everybody hates Trump. So that was the first thing. And then he seen that shit worked when he wore that hat with Trump. So he said, what else can I say? And he said, slavery was a choice. Boy, the shitstorm that came behind that right there. And you know who's the only winner? Kanye. Right. he's the only winner. And the reason why I say he's the only winner because he's doing exactly what he wanted. He wanted people to talk about him,
right?
Be galvanized and everything by him. So when I seen it, I remember telling my rib, I ain't made a post about it at all. And I said, I ain't gonna talk about that shit. Ain't nobody gonna talk about that. And I see everybody talking about that shit. Chaataza. Everybody. You too? You was talking about it too? Did you make a comment?
The only comment I made was stop putting your faith in entertainers. You know what I'm saying? Like if y'all want any answers, ISUPK.com.
I mean, if you need any further proof that GEN.YAHANNA said it best, man, you want to look for a leader, look in the projects. Look in the ghettos, look everywhere, because that's where all the leaders ever came from. The projects, the ghetto. We had one that was not from the projects, that would be Moses, but he left the rich to come be with the poor. Right. Now, when you see a rich man do something like that, then you might want to listen to him. The closest we came was, well, and maybe in this generation, the closest you would say would be like a Colin Kaepernick type, because he still ain't playing. For those that don't follow that too much, he had an opportunity to coach for the, the quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks, but they told him, you got to stop kneeling. He said he wasn't, so they said you could cancel, you ain't even got to fly out here. You know what I mean? So he's still kind of holding on to what he believes in, and I applaud men like that because he giving up millions of dollars potentially in a contract for that. Kanye is not giving up no millions of dollars. The average rich person is not giving that up. So I was amazed that people, because what bugged me out the most is that was the one, I was naive. For the first time in my time in the truth, I was naive. Because I actually thought this was going to be the one topic that all black people was going to be in unity about and say that Kanye was wrong, that slavery was not a choice. But do you know that there are black people that actually believe that slavery was not a choice? I've had people text me. I'm in this group chat on Messenger. I mean, like you know how they create the Messenger group chats where you can chat and stuff like that. I'm in group chats where people are really saying that slavery is a choice. So then it makes me ponder the question. So I would guess rape would be a choice, right? If you get robbed and they take your stuff, you had a choice. So now there's nothing that's not a choice anymore. The fetus in the womb, that's not murder, that's a choice. Everything's a choice now. You see the problem? So like, what is the root of what Kanye has decided to do? Anybody know? Anybody in the room know? What's the root of what Kanye decided to do? Yeah, and I need a precept. You know, I like precepts. I like precepts. What Kanye did is what every rich person that loves the so-called white man does. They leave their culture to join the white man's culture. And so Kanye knows the only way that he can be accepted, and here's the proof that it's the white man's culture. Kanye got to deal with Adidas, right? So, you know, normally, like when Kobe raped that white woman, they got rid of his deal. You know what I mean? Other entertainers say make derogatory remarks, they lose their commercial deal. Adidas is not dropping Kanye, right, for what he said. Only thing they'll bring out, because Kanye made a point to say that his sneakers sell more than any entertainer or something like that. And he made a comparison like he sold more than Michael Jordan's. That's how you know Kanye ain't right in the head, because I don't know no sneaker that sell more than Michael Jordan's, maybe LeBron. I've never owned a pair of Michael Jordan's ever. But the German runner said they're not going to remove him from running, at least as of yet. Now, can that change later? It could. But normally when you say something offensive, can you see if that's callers that got a question online? On the Uber? Yeah, because when you hear that noise, it's usually a caller coming in. I don't know if callers have questions or not. If y'all got to, say again? Got a caller from Detroit, 313. Caller from the 313, you got a question or comment?
Yeah. I'm on.
Yeah, you on right now. That's why I'm talking to you.
What's up, Tazaryach? What's up, Chaataza?
Just
for the record, right? Before I ask my question, yeah, Kanye was tripping, but that Life of Pablo was a classic. Now moving forward with my question,
shit was hot,
I remember I called last week with the
Life of Pablo was. Go ahead. Y'all smoking crack, but go ahead.
Remember I called with the Romans. the 11 and the chapter 9.
Oh yeah, I remember Romans the 9th chapter and 11th chapter. I remember.
All right. So we got that squared away. I got some more understanding on
Most
that.
High in Christ.
Right. So my uncle, right, he been in the teachings for 15 years. He stay in Atlanta. Now I can't get with him when I want to because I'm in Detroit. He in Atlanta. He a truck driver. So you know, I got a hold of you. I got up on you through somebody else, and when I can't get to him, you like my go-to guy. So when I get certain things from you,
So I'm the
I
second cat. So I'm second in line.
Yeah, because you know, only reason you second in line because Unc the one brought me into this thing. I understand. I only been in here for 6 months, and everything Unc tell me, it always could fall back to be true. Now, what I want to ask you is,
where's Unc learning from?
Like I said, you my go-to if Unc ain't around. So you had gave me some information, little do you know, and I took it back to Unc, and he was looking at me like I was crazy. So now I got
about Romans.
No, not about Romans. This you see, because I watched a lot of your stuff on the internet, and you was going. I think it was this guy named Pastor Russ. I'm pretty sure it was Pastor Russ.
yeah, it was Pastor.
So I was going back and forth about the mixed multitude. I think that's in Exodus.
Oh yeah.
12 chapter.
Yeah, Exodus 12.
You explained the mixed multitude to be
the men, women, and children. Right, the men, women, and children.
Women.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the mixed multitude is the men, women, and children. Right.
Right, exactly. So Unc said that's not what it is. He said the mixed multitude was some Egyptians, and he said that information was kind of off a little bit. So
okay, you would have to show me where it says Egyptians came out of Egypt with Israel. When you go to Exodus 11 and 7, it says, but against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how that the Lord doth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. So I would need to know, when it says that mixed multitude, where does it say that the Egyptians, like you wouldn't have to say mixed multitude there, it would just say some Egyptians came out with them. So I would need to know, where does it say Egyptians will survive? Everything about coming out of Exodus, not only did you have the plagues, which is what Exodus 11 and 7 is about, but you also have the favor in the sight of the Egyptians, where we actually spoiled the Egyptians, meaning we was able to gain from them. We was able to take their jewelry, their silver, their gold, their raiment. We were able to do all of these things to the Egyptians. So I'm not seeing nothing in there that says that any Egyptian came out with the Israelites. And when you read the verse before, the mixed multitude, I'm just trying to find it, the verse for you. Bear with me once.
I think 49.
Yeah. So, and when you read about the mixed multitude, hold on. Is it 12?
It's definitely 12.
No, it's the journeying of the Egyptians of 400 and some odd years. It might be a little. So when you read 37, it says, and the children of Israel journeyed from Ramses to Succoth, about 600,000 on foot that were men besides children. So who are they? Who are they? Who are those men? Those 600,000 men? Do you know?
Yeah, I know, only because I seen when you explained it to, you know, the pastor that you was.
Got you. Now, why would they say that were men? Because they were the might, they were the army, they were the military. As they're about to travel through all these different regions, they would be the ones designed to protect them. So when it says in the mixed multitude also went up with them, you telling me that this army now has to protect the Egyptians that had us enslaved and in chain, etc., like that?
Right.
So that just does not correlate.
And then, where's the women? Where's the children? Where's the elderly? You understand? Like, where's the rest of Israel? So we just left with men?
Right, and that's what the mixed multitude represents, like what he said, the elderly, the sick, the lame, the children, the women, all of them that were not in the military. That's why the precept is Revelations 7 and 9, or the 7th chapter, because it talks about the 144,000 from each tribe, which would represent the governing body under Yahushua And then verse 9 gives a mixed multitude. And and that's what throws people off. And I'm gonna tell you what it goes back to and why your uncle feels that way, because everybody wants to save somebody.
Right.
Like Christianity.
No.
No, that's a fact.
He don't want to say he ain't trying to
He's saving them Egyptians though.
Right.
He's saving them Egyptians.
No, not. And that's the same argument that I made with him too. I'm like, if that was this was my thing about it right here. The Exodus, when they was coming out of Egypt, that's what we do. That's the Passover, right? That's what we celebrate the Passover for, right?
That's correct.
Now, so my thing was, if the Lord was delivering us, basically it was a little, I don't want to too much say salvation, but basically
no, that's the word.
That's what it was.
No, I know where you're going with it. That was our salvation. That was our right.
Why would he save some Egyptians with us?
Because I'm gonna tell you.
They get salvation too?
Now, let me tell you something. Christian, you know how they say cocaine is a hell of a drug? Christianity is a hell of a drug. And what Christianity does to us is, no matter how staunch like a lot of people get mad at how serious we are about only blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We don't accept no Arab, I don't care how old or young, no African, no matter how old or young, no white, no matter how old or young, Chinese, Japanese, or whatever. We don't have that compassion. But the reason why we don't have that compassion is because our people are the #1 priority, and we get vilified for that. But in doing so, we don't tarnish the power of the scriptures. The Lord's reputation should not be based that he saved Egyptians. The Lord's reputation is that he saved the children of Israel. When it says he put a difference between Egypt and Israel, it meant something to him to do that. So why would we tarnish that by saying he saved some Egyptians? And then it don't say that in the scriptures. It's an assumption. So you can only use precepts to show the same thing. So that's why Revelation 7 and 9 is perfect, because that shows another set of men, 12,000 from each tribe, all men, and then it shows a mixed multitude which no man could number, which is the same thing as Exodus. So precept upon precept, it's just a perfect line. It just lines up, perfectly. I'm trying to get to you in Wisdom of Solomon, another one. Another precept for you.
You said that was Revelation 7 and 9, right?
Yeah, Revelation 7 and 9. And you know what they do with Revelation 7 and 9? They try to make that be about, is that King James 16:11 in here? Yeah, Most High Christ, right? Y'all know, sidebar, I can't read a regular King James Bible. I really can't. Like, I've been reading the King James 16:11 so long that I can't find, so I know how to find the scriptures, black people, we all visual and shit. So I know how it looks. So when you give me the regular 16, it ain't worded right. The regular King James, I can only use the 16:11. But in Wisdom of Solomon, I want to read a chapter for you too. This is what the Lord wanted to do. Now, do you have another question besides this?
Yeah, I do. Just one more question.
Okay, give me that last question while I give you this last precept on that one.
All right, in Daniel chapter 7, this me and Unc too. I never really got no understanding from you on this. I just had my own understanding, but Unc got a whole nother understanding. And now the kingdom, the last little kingdom, right, that they talking about, and then they get the attributes of the kingdom. They telling you about the diverse kingdom and blah, they split us in the third. My uncle say they talking about the United States.
The little kingdom.
Where they was talking about
Daniel 7 and what verse in 7?
Daniel chapter. The prophecy division Daniel had in chapter.
Right.
7.
Just which verse?
Yeah, I just want to know which verse you're talking about. You talk about the little horn. Which verse are you talking about?
The little horn. The little horn. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That little horn. And he said the little horn is a representation of the United States. And then I see other places where they say it's the papacy, and I think the papacy is the Vatican, or you understand what I'm trying to say?
So I think I've heard this before, where people think the Roman Catholic Church is the horn. Is that what you're trying to say?
I mean, that's exactly what I'm trying to say. And I done seen three different people with the same breakdown and the way how they did the numbers or whatever. But Unc says the United States. Now I want to know, why would it be wrong to say to say it's both of them?
Because the Roman Catholic Church, if you're talking about Christianity, then it wouldn't be wrong. But America is that horn, not the Roman Catholic Church. America is what sets forth the precedents in the world, the rules, the guidelines, the structure. Now, if you want to say they backed up by the priests or the priests support them, then I wouldn't argue with you there. But as far as the horn itself, that is America. Because this is all about rulership, so to speak. This ain't about, like, the Roman Catholic Church does not rule in the sense of having a governing body, having citizens, etc. like that. But they do have a spiritual power, but they're not the horn that's talking of in Daniel 7 and 8. You got to mute me on. Now, the scripture I wanted to give you in Wisdom of Solomon, in Wisdom of Solomon, the 18th chapter, and then I'm going to put you on hold because I think there's other callers that want to get their questions answered. In Wisdom of Solomon, the 18th chapter, man, when you read the whole 18th chapter, this is Solomon running down why Egypt was punished. You understand? So Wisdom of Solomon 18 and 5, it says, and when they had determined to slay the babes of the saints, one child being cast forth and saved to reprove them, thou tookest away the multitude of their children and destroyed them altogether in the mighty war. Of that night were our fathers certified, afore, that assuredly knowing unto what oaths they had given credence, that they might afterwards be of good cheer. Now I'm going to drop down to verse 9. It says, for righteous children of good men did sacrifice secretly, and made with one consent a holy law that the saints should be alike partakers of the same good and evil. The fathers now singing out the songs of praise. But on the other side, there sounded an ill-according cry of the enemies, and a lamentable noise was carried abroad for children that were bewailed. So that's telling you that our ancestors didn't have a problem with the oath that the Egyptians was not going to make it. Didn't have a problem with the oath that the Egyptians were not going to be saved, but we were going to be saved. So we can't now read these scriptures. It's like we always try to find that loophole for saving somebody. I don't care if it's an African. Usually the top 3 saved is either whites, Africans, or Arabs. I don't ever see Chinese or Japanese. You want to say something?
Yeah, nobody ever, like, you know what I'm saying, came to the camp and was like, so is there salvation for the Eskimos?
Right.
Like y'all really like just want to save, you understand? Like basically, what do they like to call them? The Abrahamic faiths. You get what I'm saying? Which even so, you understand? All these nations even know that they connected, which bugs me out that people like to say even that the white man is Esau is the Arab. But the Arabs will say that they're Ishmael because everybody traces their lineage through these scriptures.
Yeah, well,
you know what I'm saying?
They say the Arabs. No, wait. Don't they say Esau's the Arabs?
They know they meaning that the white man they try to say is Japhet. They try to say that Esau is the Arabs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the Arabs themselves got the Quran and they sitting there saying they Ishmael.
Right. And according to the prophecy, it said Ishmael, his brothers would be close, which they all are. Ishmael ain't ruling the country, ain't running the earth. All that oil they got, what power they got? None. So we have to be careful out with trying to save somebody. And that's why I say that's the power of Christianity, because nobody really knows how to be selfish but those in I.S.U.P.K. I'm sorry. Everybody has that little bit of compassion. And you know what? Everybody just ain't built to have that type of discipline. There's a discipline that comes with not having compassion for another nation, because you know the sad part, as much torment and hell that we've been through, there probably ain't nobody more compassionate than blacks and Hispanics. In the middle of all our hell and anguish, let something happen to Paris when they bomb. Black people putting the damn
flag on their profile.
Let a mass killing happen. Victor Cruz putting the names of the white people on. Like, we have compassion, but it's just channeled the wrong way. So right now, we need that compassion to only be for us. Like Christ said it best, man. Let the children first be fed.
Right.
We too busy trying to give the crumbs. Like, we trying to feed all the children, and the children that we trying to feed so quick to pluck the crumb off to give it. When the crumb falls off accidentally. When you eat your food, you don't break the crumb off and let it drop. You eating your food, so it's falling out your mouth, or on the fork, it's falling off the fork. That's what they supposed to get. They ain't supposed to get.
And the crumb is for a dog. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not even for a human. You get what I'm saying? It's like y'all basically like picture you having a baby.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And then like your wife getting the breast pump out. You know what I'm saying? Taking an hour, struggling, and then she pours that breast milk into a dog bowl before she feeds your your child.
Right.
That's what it's like.
That's exactly what it's like. Now, brother, you can stay on the line. Chaataza, I won't hang up on you this week. But I want to see if other brothers. Wait, before you do that.
I just want to say one.
Go ahead.
I just want to say one thing. It's going to take 5 seconds. I can't let y'all put Uncle out there like that. He hate Africans. He hate Edom.
Not enough.
Just like you, bro.
Not enough.
Definitely not.
No, I got. Listen, the reason why I say that, you tell your uncle the only reason I said that is because he wants the mixed multitude to be Egyptians. Tell him he come off that, he's perfect.
All right. And brother, you could listen. You could love your uncle. All right, but both y'all need to be in the UPK. All right.
All right.
That's why. I already told him, man. I told him y'all got the disclaimer. The I.S.U.P.K. It ain't nothing low. I got that on my Facebook page.
Most high Christ. So we'll see you in class, brother.
All right. Bring the next call on. Caller, you on the line from the 864. What's his area?
864-210, South Carolina.
South Carolina, you on the line? Can you hear us? Hello? What happened to the call?
How the hell did that happen?
Caller, can you hear us?
Is it me? Yeah.
Yeah, hold on 1 second.
Yeah, let me get into these settings right now.
But it lost the connect. Nah, because I still heard me in the mic.
Nah, you got to reset it.
Oh. What you got to reset?
Hold on.
Bear with us. What? Is the feed still up?
I don't think so.
Did we lose it?
Well, it's up on here.
Oh.
Okay, hold on.
If y'all can hear us, give me a 1, please, if y'all can hear us on the track. Please.
Yo.
Oh, there you go. He's back.
There we go. Okay.
Hey, caller, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, what, you got a question or comment, brother?
Yeah, I got a question.
Okay, what's your question?
Hello?
Yeah, what's your question?
Is that Yahweh in Isaiah 63?
You said, is that Yahweh Shah in Isaiah 63? Is that when it talks about who this came from, Basra?
Right.
Yeah, that's Yahweh Shah. The precept for that is Revelations, I believe is it 19? I believe it's, no, not 19, but that's the only question you had?
Yeah, because that's the question I got for, like, you know, how you call them Old Testament Israelites? That's the question I got for them. They don't ever want to answer that question. Like,
well, who do they say it is?
They don't ever talk about Isaiah 63.
Oh, okay. Well, who do they say it is?
Well,
that when Old Testament Israelites ask them questions, a lot of times we get so caught up in trying to defend Christ in the New Testament, we forget to ask them, who do they think it is?
Right, that's a question I got for them too. Yeah, who do they think it is?
Have they ever answered it?
The person I could think of is Yahweh Shah.
Yeah, I've never got an answer either. Yeah, I've never got an answer either, and you'll never get an answer, because Old Testament Israelites don't know the Bible. Right. None of them. Don't let them lie to you and tell you they did, because if they knew the Bible, when they read about Yahweh Shah, they would believe it and follow it just like they believe after Isaiah, Daniel, Ezekiel, whatever. If you don't accept all the records, then you just don't know nothing about any of the records. Period. The Old Testament Israelites bug me out.
They Jewish.
Yeah, they're worse than Jewish, because then they won't keep the sacrifices. And the bugged out part about it, they always say, well, Christ didn't teach after Moses, or Christ didn't say this, or Christ didn't say that, but they'll listen to Isaiah. When you ask them why they don't sacrifice no more, you know, in Moses' law, it say you got to sacrifice a dove, a lamb, etc., like that, right? You familiar with that, right? So now when you ask them why they don't sacrifice no more, they're not going to give you Moses' words as to why they don't sacrifice no more. They're going to give you Hosea's words. They're going to give you Isaiah's words. They're going to give you somebody else's words. So now Isaiah and them can change what Moses said. But when Christ comes on the scene, you're saying he's against Moses now? It just shows the idiocy that they have. Did you have any other questions? Because we got a bunch of calls. We had missed some calls last week. I want to make sure we get everybody. You had any other questions?
Oh, no, that's the only question I got.
All right, no sweat. You can stay on the line. We're just going to mute you. All right, bring the next caller. Call your name, where you calling from? Oh. Call your name, where you calling from?
Straight Horn Japo.
Come on, brother.
What's going on?
Hey, what's going on? You got a question or comment?
Yeah, this the brother y'all destroyed last show.
I don't know who that is. We destroy a lot of people on every show.
This
is cross the fucking line, body bag. You said that shit like you supposed to stand out. Listen, you just in a long cemetery.
Like, yeah, right, I took that L last week.
Yeah. So who are you?
I was trying to, last time when I called in, I was trying to get your opinion on something.
Oh, you're the snake guy. The serpent.
You the guy with the serpent? This the serpent dude?
Yeah, that was me. Bro.
Well, I'm glad that you were able to admit.
Yeah, what fantasy question? Yeah, what fantasy question? Well, at least you said destroy. So let me know. I ain't gonna say nothing negative yet. What's your question, brother?
Okay, I was trying to pitch to y'all about the children of Adam being the people that was in land of Nod. Because when you read in the Bible, it's only showing you the only people that you can say was there was the people that's written of in Genesis 5 when it says Adam had sons and daughters. When you go to Genesis 4:1, it only tells you that Adam knew Eve and she begot Cain, and then she bare again his brother Abel.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't give you a time frame in the way it's worded. It's not pitching it as if you can't even prove that he's the first son. You can't prove that Abel's the second son.
Okay, so now No, go ahead. I was gonna answer it for you, but go ahead.
Okay, so I was saying that when you read through the story, it's telling you after a process of time, his offering was rejected, and then it said it came to pass, which is another ambiguous time, he slew his brother Abel. When you go back to Genesis 5, it says that Adam lived 130 years and he begot Seth.
But you remember when you see how you mentioned he killed his brother Abel?
Uh-huh.
When the Lord was kicking him out the garden, what did Cain say to the Most High?
When he said that this curse is too much for me to bear.
What else did he say?
Hold on, let me go. Genesis 4. He said this.
When you read Genesis 4:14, he says, "Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from thy face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth, and it shall come to pass that every one that findeth me shall slay me." So he knew that when he was getting kicked out of that land, that everyone that saw him could kill him. So for him to know that everyone means there had to be other people. Now, I want to answer your question. You were saying I'm sorry. I'm going to let you continue first. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm saying those other people, so like when you put the story together, I would ask you, if he's saying everybody that finds me is going to slay me,
mm-hmm.
why would these other people slay him? Why do they care if he kills his own brother? These people are likely going to be mad at him because he killed their brother too, or he killed their husband. These other people are. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Breaking up.
Yeah, hold on one second. All right.
I heard you. Go ahead.
Were you saying something?
No, we wasn't. Another call came in and they was talking. So go ahead.
Okay. So I'm saying that he's saying these other people are going to kill me because these other people are also his brothers and sisters or his nieces, nephews, and things like that. So they're going to kill him because he killed somebody they care about.
Now here's how you know that that's not true. Because when you go through Cain's lineage, it's different from Adam's lineage. It's not the same lineage at all.
Right.
That's how you know. That's what I mean. Like you trying for you, like you want something to be there that's just not there. And even when you say the only way we know the people of Adam is from the Bible, when you read any nation's historical records, when you say we only know the records of Adam because that's written, so we only know of those people at that time, right? The Bible itself, whether you go Old, New Testament, Apocrypha, whatever, whose history is that?
That's Israel's history.
That's Israel's history. So being that it's Israel's history, are you going to find the history of the Assyrians, their origin and their start? Would you find that in there?
Not unless it pertains to Israel.
Exactly, because it's their records. So when you're saying that we only know about the children of Adam because it's in that record, that's because if the record is only for that people, that's all you're going to have the records for. When you go to the Assyrians, you're not going to see the Israelites records unless it's some interaction that we had with them.
Right.
That's why it's like that. If you go to Egyptian records, it's the same. Any nation's records, like today, when you read American history, unless there's an interaction, you're not going to get Russia's origin in there. You're not going to get Kenya's origin in there. You're only going to get America's origin in there. So there is no other origin other than that. So Cain went to another city because that city was populated. That's why Genesis on the 6th day is when mankind was created as a whole bunch of people, not just Adam and Eve. There's not even a verse that you answered for me that said that Adam and Eve were the only people ever on the planet. That was the question that I had asked you. So now before you bring another angle, I need you to show me the verse that says Adam and Eve were the only people on the planet.
No problem. All right, going to Genesis 1. Genesis 1 and 26 is giving you an overview. When you go to Genesis 2 and 2 and 7, that's giving you the breakdown of creation.
Genesis what?
You know that this is Genesis 2 and 7 when it says, the Lord God formed man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life.
Right.
And man became a living soul.
So now,
when you go up from that, when you go to the first verse, it starts talking about him sanctifying or, setting apart the seventh day. And then when you go to Genesis 5, when it talks about Genesis 2 and 5, every plant in the field before was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew. The Lord God had not caused it to rain upon the earth, for there was not a man to till the ground. Now, not just based on what it says, but when you go into Genesis 1, verse 11, it's making it sound like, when you go to verse 11, God said, let the earth bring forth grass and herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, seed is in it upon itself and on the earth. And the earth it's saying right now in 12, it's saying the earth brought forth grass, and herb yielding seed after its kind. But when you go to Genesis 2, that didn't happen. It's only giving you an overview, and that's consistent from the plants, that's consistent with the beasts, and that's consistent with the creation of man. That Genesis 1 is an overview, and Genesis 2 is giving you detail of creation.
When is Genesis 2? When is Genesis 2 taking place? The second chapter. We get the context. I know what you're trying to say, but I'm asking you a simple question. Genesis 2, the chapter starts with what?
The seventh day.
The seventh day, not the sixth day, not the fifth day, not the fourth day, or etc., or anything like that, right?
Yes.
So when Adam comes into play, what day is he coming into play?
That's what I'm saying. That's not a continuation. I'm saying you can tell by the start of it after he sets apart the seventh day.
When we look at Genesis 2 and 7, and it says, "And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground." Stop. What does that mean? I'm sorry. Hold on. It says, "The Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul." What does that mean? And you have to give precepts.
He formed him from the dust of the ground and breathed life into his body to become alive. So God
formed him and literally like breathed into his mouth like I would breathe into your mouth.
can't tell you how that happened. All I'm telling you is God gave life to him.
So God came. So God came here.
It is what he said he did right there.
No,
I
that's
can't-
okay. God has never.
you're trying to
I got
get-
you. But the Most High has never been on this planet, ever.
I'm not saying that. See, I'm not saying.
But that's what I'm
I
asking.
don't
You
know
saying
how
that he
does
formed
it.
him. You saying he formed him from the dust. So you saying either you saying he did it or you saying he not did it. And then in Genesis
Are you asking
1,
me, did he put his hand?
yeah, did he put it? Did he do it? My question was, did he do it? Because Genesis 1:25 and 26 is plural. You know that, right? They said, "Let us make man," meaning there was more than one that made and created mankind.
I got that.
That's plural. But in Genesis 2, but in Genesis 2, there's revelation. So out of all the men that are created, this man was special. That's all Genesis. When you see Adam was formed and became a living soul, it's him being special, just like Christ. The precept for that is the first man, Adam, was made a living soul. The last man, Adam, was made a quickening spirit. Now, when the last man, Adam, was made a quickening spirit, there were other people around. But this man was special, and he was given he was given the ability of a quickening spirit, meaning he gave life. The first Adam that was made a living soul was giving the law, statutes, and commandments that we carry to this day. But there were other people around. This was just the special event that was given to him. So again, you're not answering my question. My question to you was, where does it say that Adam and Eve were the first people created? Even when Eve came on the scene, what did Adam tell her? Or what did Adam decree? That man shall leave his mother and father. If they were first, there would be no mother and father.
But that's the reason it's saying that.
That is the reason it's saying that.
The point of that verse is that they should become one, like they were in the beginning.
In the beginning of what?
When he took the rib from Adam's side.
So you believe that the rib was literal too?
Yes.
You believe? Wait. You believe that when it says he took the rib, that was literal too?
Yes, it has to be.
Good Lord. Hey, what's your nationality?
So-called African American.
And you believe that shit is literal?
You get arguments with Kim at the same time they ask you if Christ gonna crack the sky. There's plenty of stuff in the Bible.
No. Don't change. Because now what you have from last week to this week, you believe the snake was literal. You believe Adam and Eve were the only people on the planet, and you believe that he literally took Adam's rib to create him. When Genesis 1 and 26 don't say that. Genesis 1 and 27 does not say that.
Genesis 1:27 says
it says male and female created he them. There is no rib in the process.
You did a continuation from Genesis.
I did not do no continuation. What I'm saying, here's what I'm telling you the scriptures is saying. On the sixth day, mankind as a whole was created. On the seventh day, we got other callers on here? Hey, brother, I'm going to put you on hold. I'm going to come back. You just hold tight.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I can't deal with nuts all day. We're going to take another call. Now, for those that don't, normally I got a lot of patience, but I think I dealt long enough with the serpent nigga last week, right? What you think, Chaataza?
Okay. I still just want to know if, since we know that the serpent that it talks about in Revelations is the same from the garden.
Right.
I just want to know if snakes are all going to turn into dragons to battle angels. you know what I'm saying? Like
I don't understand that. He never answered that. Did he ever answer that question about did he get high?
No. Okay, I think he did, but he never answered the question about if that was that. That's when he was like, "Oh, but I don't want to go that far." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you think dragons are gonna be up in the sky battling angels? This is, you know what? This is why people have a problem with the Bible, because men like you read the Bible through the eyes of a cracker. You understand? Like you read this through the eyes of a devil. That's why it's so. We got a new link up.
Oh, okay.
That's what it was. You know what I'm saying? And that's the problem. What you should do, brother, you should humble yourself. You should realize that you halfway retarded, and you need to get inside of class and relearn everything that you learned. Brother from Del Rey, 516-900. You live on the air.
What's up? You got a question or comment? 516. That's his area code.
900.
516-900. You live. Going once. Going twice.
You said 516.
561.
Oh, 561. Okay, no sweat.
Been up since 4 a.m.
What's your question and comment? You got a question or?
Foremost, y'all about to say something stuff.
Yeah, who's this?
It's Trooper Tazaryach out of Palm Beach, Florida.
Okay, you got a question or comment, brother?
I'll be known as Rob, but
yeah, we don't care about.
We don't care about Rob.
Don't ever do that again.
We don't care about Rob.
Don't ever do that again.
Rob's dead.
What's your question, Op?
I had a story. I had a question about it was in Second Ezra chapter 36.
There ain't no 36 inches out.
You're gonna have to get it together, Op.
Yeah, come on.
Ezra chapter 11, verse 36.
Okay.
To verse 40. It started to talk about it was saying something about an eagle having.
Yeah, well, you would have to like this a long breakdown, brother. Like this is about. Right. I could send you the link. Gentleman Hyman actually broke this down. This is about the American government, their democracy, etc. Like that. You would actually need this whole chapter instead of just the verse 36 that you asked for. I believe the class is online. If not, I'll put it in the chat so that you can get it. But you would need this whole chapter to break it down.
All
right.
Sounds about right. If you could, real quick, could you give me like just a quick synopsis of what the lion represented?
If you listen to the breakdown, you'll get it.
All right.
All right.
All right. Shalom.
Shalom. Yeah, next caller.
Omaha 402-812.
You got that one right? Omaha.
I did. I'm focused. No, I'm in there.
Okay, 402-812. You on live? What's your question or comment?
I just wanted to know. I don't want to be ridiculed by you, brothers.
Listen, as long as you don't say nothing sideways, you're good to go.
And you don't think snakes talk, right?
Yeah, you don't think snakes talk, do you?
Listen, I don't know about books, so anything I ask, it might seem weird to y'all.
All right, no sweat.
No sweat. All right, go ahead, brother. We don't ridicule you. Just ask the question. Go ahead, brother.
Don't body bag me and all that. Let me get
Listen,
it out.
you got to be aggressive to get. Listen, you starting off right.
You are. You humble.
You humble. So we not gonna do nothing.
You coming correct.
Yes. Go ahead, brother.
Okay. Now
they be scared.
I heard a lot of breakdowns. I don't know who got the truth, who I just need to hear, and then I'll figure that out. I guess on my own, the Lord to help me. But I was told, as I read the Genesis account, it seemed to me as if angels had sex with women. Now I've heard people say it didn't happen. It's not true. But the account of that, it kind of like how the story goes along.
Right.
It makes it seem like these are giants with 2 rows of teeth, 6 fingers, 6 toes, big giant men in the land. I mean,
it don't say no 6. Yeah, it don't say nothing about nobody's toes in that chapter though.
Not in that chapter. You're right. But it does say there was giants with 6 fingers and 6 toes.
You have to show me where it says there was giants. And Daniel?
It's talking about I know exactly what it's talking about. It's talking about like, you know what I'm saying, when they went through to clear the land. They were
seeing that's the proof. Well, that's actually the proof that there was no angels that slept with mankind. And here's how that's the proof. The proof of that is let's go with the notion that the angels did it, right? Let's go with that story. And then the flood comes. Now the purpose of the flood was to get rid of all of them, right? According to what they say, right? So now, if the flood got rid of all of them, then there couldn't be no more giants. Otherwise, what was the point of the flood?
Okay, let me answer that. That was asked before, and then the answer that I heard from that was that it says, and after that. It says before the flood, and that there was giants in that day, and after that.
Right.
Meaning after the flood, because the famous giant is Goliath. He came after the flood, so. And his brothers and Og and all of them. So where did they come from?
Okay, I got you. So now your assumption is that giants, so that then Shaq would be somebody, or Manute Bol, or George Murasan.
No, sir.
But George Murasan is a giant, though. He like damn near 8 feet tall.
But it describes them having 6 fingers and 6 toes.
No, but Goliath didn't have 6 fingers and 6 toes. That's a birth defect. You're gonna have, if you Google babies with 6 fingers or 6 toes, you'll see that that's a birth defect. Or when baby. Yeah, that's a birth defect. Babies can be born with teeth. That don't mean an angel had sex with them. They mama and daddy, you see them every day.
I'm about to say, if you go over to India, you got so many birth defects over there, and they start worshiping these little children as gods because of their birth defect, because they be worshiping Shiva and Shiva with 6 arms. But brother, if I may, Cat, this is 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 20. It says, which sometimes were disobedient when once the long suffering of God waited in the days of Noah, while the ark was a preparing, wherein few, that is 8 souls, were saved by water. There was only 8 souls that were saved by water. There were none, like hypothetical situation, right? If I was to go by your understanding or what you believe that you're reading, that there were, you understand, giants or something from, bastard angel offspring mixing with humans. I mean, it just sounds like fantasy. But the point is that the scripture says only 8 souls were saved. So therefore, where was the intermingling which took place after the flood? There's no record of it because it never happened. Now, do you want the actual correct understanding as to what was happening inside Genesis, the 6th chapter?
Yes, of course.
Okay, Most High and Christ. So you mind, sir?
Yeah, good.
So this is what you gotta understand. When you read, I'm gonna read one directly, but I'm gonna paraphrase the other scripture. You can get this on their own because we still got about another 6 or 7 calls in the queue. When you read Romans, the 8th chapter and the 14th verse, it says that they who do the will of God, so are the sons of God. When you read about the sons of God, that word is literally Alahayim. When you see the word God, when you see the word gods, when you see the word sons of God, in Hebrew it's all Alahayim. You understand? Israel means what? Prince of the power. Why? Because we are the sons of the Most High. You understand? Well, before the flood, there were people who did the will of the Most High. Who was the first person who was chosen to do the will of the Most High? Brother, I'm asking you.
I'm not sure. Adam?
There you go. It was Adam. You understand? Adam was the one who before the flood, Adam and his descendants would be considered the chosen race. This is who the Lord gave the breath of life to, which was the law, statutes, and commandments. So now with that being said, I'm going to take you over to Luke chapter 3 and verse 38. All right? It says, which was Enos. Now what you're going to see is that this is a lineage, and it's going in reverse order right now. All right? It says, which was the son of Enos, which was the son of Seth, which was the son of Adam, which was the son of God. You understand? Now, it's calling Adam a son of God. Why? Because they who do the will of the Father are the sons of God. What you're reading about taking place in Genesis, the 6th chapter, is what you're witnessing is the sons of God, or the descendants of Adam, saw the daughters of men. The daughters of men would be who? The heathens, the other nations that were on the face of the earth. And they thought they were beautiful, just like, guess what? Just like Lamar Odom thought that the Kardashians were beautiful. You understand? Just like Kanye West thought the Kardashians were beautiful. Now, meanwhile, one of them got his hair dyed, you understand, so wearing a Make America Great Again hat that everybody's talking about, and the other one OD'd in a whorehouse. You understand? Right. So now, with that being said, what you start to see is that as time goes on, it says that Noah, you understand, walked with the Most High. He found grace because he was perfect. How, brother?
He followed all the laws, statutes, and commandments.
Because he was perfect in his generation, literally in his genetics, because there was a certain tradition that was formed with the flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone, when Adam got a woman who was his rib, and then it was sewed up. That tradition was getting a woman from your tribe, and then the Lord sewed it up. Why? Meaning from now on, we get a woman from our nation. The Lord drowned the earth for interracial marriage. Noah went and got him a woman from his nation, from his tribe, from his village, from his race, and he found grace with the Lord. You understand? And he was a son of God because he was a descendant of Adam who did the will of the Most High. You understand? So when you see son of God, sons of God, you understand it's context. You understand? And all you're reading about is context. That's all that it was.
And then if I could,
Yes, sir.
I was going to add the giants, right? So now when you read Genesis 6:1, it says, it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughter of men, that they were fair, to take the wives all that they chose. And then it says, and the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, that he is also flesh, that his days shall be 120 years. Right? You never see a punishment to an actual angel. Number one, angel ain't even in here. And you never see a punishment to these so-called people. But verse 4, like you brought up, it says, and there were giants in the earth in those days and also after that. Right? So people look at the term giant and assume that that's talking about Goliath. A giant is just somebody that's huge in the game. That's why it says, and giants in the earth in those days and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men which are of old, men of renown. Those mighty men or men of renown would be like your Nimrod would be considered a mighty man. That's why he's called a mighty hunter. So when it's talking about a giant, it's not talking about in height, but it's talking about his power. Reputation. Like being giant in the game or big in the game. That's his power. That's not his literal height or anything like that. Like Chaataza said, the scriptures say only 8 people survived the flood. So there is no fallen angel. There is no child born from an angel. It's only Noah, his 3 sons, and their wives that survived this flood. So unless you would have to say that the scriptures is wrong to say that there was anything that survived outside of that. And then verse 5 says, and God saw the wickedness of man was great, not the wickedness of the angels or the sons of God. He said he saw the wickedness of man. You never hear him say that he saw the wickedness of an angel. And the problem is, because we believe in the concept of fallen angels and Satan fighting against God and all of that, we think it's so simple to just believe that instead of just reading this in context. You don't hear no wickedness. He never calls an angel wicked nowhere in the Bible. Never. Never says the angel. Go ahead.
Let me question you on that one. I'm sorry.
You said you're going to crush me on that one?
I said I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Did it sound like you say, let me crush you on that one, right? Or no, cut you?
I said, let me cut you off right there.
Okay, go ahead. Okay, no sweat. Go ahead. Go ahead.
When you said that the angels, okay, what about I think it's in Corinthians or somewhere in the New Testament where it says
even
that
Satan
the
transformed
their head because of the angels.
Right, but that's just talking about power. That's still not nothing bad. That's not they ain't doing nothing wicked because you're covering your head. Right. Covering your head is not an evil act, Doc.
Right. It's talking about, I'm sorry, sir. Mm-hmm. It's talking about how they communicate. You understand? Like as far as if a brother wants to communicate with the Most High, he's got to obey the Most High. So therefore, his head's got to be uncovered. You understand? If a woman wants to communicate with the Most High, you understand? Her head has to be covered. And who are the messengers of the Most High? You understand? It's the angels. That's that Jacob's ladder. They go up, they come down.
What would the men do when the angel came in front of them? Literally, they would bow down. They would take their shoes off. When you see the scriptures and when you see the scriptures when they say the Lord said this or said that, that's an angel talking to them. That's not the Most High. He's never been on this planet. So you never see any punishment. You never see anything happening to these so-called fallen angels. The angels with the Most High do not disobey him. We are those angels that disobey him. Not the
there was no genetic splicing or any of that.
Nah, hell no. The 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter says there's one flesh of man, one flesh of beast.
Right.
There's also terrestrial and celestial, and there's a glory for the celestial and there's a glory for the terrestrial. That's 1 Corinthians the 15th chapter, around between the 30th and 40th verses. You can see that ain't no such thing as no damn splicing. The only splicing you see is the white man and his scientific experiments, or these cats that want to go sleep with their sheep or their dog or some shit like that.
And even then, you know what I'm saying? Like even when the white man tries to do something wicked, like splice something together, or even something as basic as when they made a liger. You get what I'm saying? They couldn't produce offspring after that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you take a lion and a tiger and mix them together, the offspring from then on will be sterile. The same way a mule is. You understand? When you take an ass and a donkey, like species, different species. You understand? We're never supposed to intermingle. You get what I'm saying? And that's the proof.
How many other callers we got online? All right, so brother, you can stay on the line. We could come back to you, but we got the phone lines open. I hope we answered your question pretty good.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll have other ones. I'll wait. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so we ain't gonna drop you. Just stay on the line. Just remember him. He didn't say nothing sideways. We'll come back to you in a minute. All right, give us the next caller.
Homestead, Florida, 786-545. You on the air?
Hey, shalom, man. How y'all doing?
Shalom. What's going on?
What's going on, man?
Hey, man. Hey, yeah, man. So my name is Quan, man. I've been in the beginning stages of doing the classes with Officer Shaward.
Oh, Most High Christ. That's a bad brother.
That's my man.
That's a bad That's a bad brother down there, man. All right.
Not only is a bad brother, but me and him had a long dialogue. One. I can't remember what day. It was about 2, maybe 3 weeks ago. But I had another brother of mine on the phone. I don't want to keep y'all be long-winded.
Yeah, we just want the question, brother.
Yeah. The brother, you already explained it. You already broke it down with the caller before, 2 callers before that. The story about Adam and Eve and being more than one person.
Right.
That's really what I called in. But being that the question got answered,
okay.
I just called in and say thank you, man, for breaking that down, man.
Oh, no sweat, man. Listen, man, and that's when you call, anytime you ask a biblical question, you got to get a biblical answer. So I'm glad we was able to answer your question, brother.
For sure.
Yeah. So can I ask you another question?
Sure.
Let's go.
It's really not dealing with with Bible, but you can use it for whatever,
Yeah,
and
go ahead,
about
brother.
the Kanye West issue. You mind if I ask you about?
Yeah,
Kanye
go ahead.
West? His remark.
Yeah, go ahead.
His remark was he said that slavery was a choice.
That's Kanye. Yeah, he said. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want you to let me know how you feel, because I think this man is straight up idiot. For you to say slaves was given the choice because either they would choose the Negro, you wouldn't be here.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something, right? If you think about
it,
when you go through our history, right? I remember when Barack Obama was going for office, right? And then you had Diddy, you had Nas, you had all these cats saying you got to go out and rock the vote. Now, outside of them being entertainers, they had no idea of his political agenda, whether it was for us, whether it was against us, or anything like that. But because entertainers are influential, they're able to say rock the vote, and you're able to go out and rock the vote. And then we saw the failure that came about that, right? They always take entertainers, like anytime you see a celebrity, basketball player, football player, because they're famous, you tend to take their words to heart because they're famous. And that's how much sheep, my rib said that too, my rib said we such good sheep. So now Kanye West makes that statement, and when he makes that statement, you have to have a level of respect for Kanye to really take that statement to heart. You really do. Like when I hear him make that statement, he was a fool to me. The only reason I brought it up on my show is because I can't believe how many people took his statement to heart. And it shows the power that we give to celebrities. Where Kanye West make that statement, and I literally looked at it as he want to sell a record, he needs some controvery.
Right.
But that's exactly.
He got 2 albums
right.
coming.
Right. He producing Nas' album,
right?
And he got his album coming out,
and then
he want people and he want people to pay attention to that. So the way he can get his name back out there is that type of statement. The problem is when we actually believe that slavery was a choice, when slavery wasn't a choice.
Exactly.
But now condemning.
That's what I'm saying, like.
Okay, but bigger than condemning Kanye West, I condemn anybody that believes that garbage. Because how long are we gonna give? Let me tell you something. James 2:2, right? If you're familiar with James, the 2nd chapter, James 2:2. I'm gonna grab it for you real fast. James 2:2 says, I'm gonna start at verse 1. It says, "My brethren, have not the faith of the Lord or Adawan, Yahweh Mashiach, the Lord of glory, with respect to persons. For if there come unto your assembly a man with a gold ring and goodly apparel, and there come in also a poor man in vile raiment, and ye have respect to him that weareth the gay clothing, and say unto him, sit thou here in a good place, and say unto the poor, stand there and sit under my footstool? Are ye not partial in yourselves, and are become judges of evil thoughts? So why do I bring that up? Kanye West, because of his celebrity status, they listen to him, but they won't listen to us, when we're the ones that actually have the voice or ear of the people. Christ said, blessed are the poor, for theirs are the kingdom of heaven. He's a man that was in the utmost power and authority, and he cared what... Say again?
Go ahead, I'm sorry. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, you said you was going to say repeat that?
No. Go ahead.
No sweat. Because Christ being in the utmost power and authority, he cared about what God cared about, and that's the people. Kanye cares about what white folk care about. So he's more of a John 8:44. And and you have to love white people. Like Micah, the precept I was going to bring out for this, and then I'll move to the next. In Micah, the third chapter, says, I said, hear I pray you, O heads of Jacob, and ye princes of the house of Israel. Is it not for you to know judgment, who hate the good and love the evil, who pluck off their skin from off them, and their flesh from off their bones, who also eat the flesh of the people, and free the skin off of them, and break their bone. When it say pluck off the skin off them, the skin that Kanye took off was being black. When you go to, what's that, College Dropout? Was his first album? College Dropout was Kanye. Even though he got the Jesus Walks on there, he a Christian. You know what I mean? He's somebody in the world. But that was Kanye. When you would hear those songs, those was more personable. What you would say, he had his skin off of him. And then the more he would go off, and then the warning that he was about to go off was when he had the song, when he go on and go straight with a white girl. That was the warning signs. To where now he get with that heathen woman. So Kanye's not black no more. The love of money, just like the love of everybody that loves money, turns their heart cold against their own people. So him saying that is no different than everybody else that does. You know what he reminds me of? Sammy Sosa. Sammy Sosa was the blackest cat you could find. But he found a way to not be black no more. And he bleached his skin. Well, Kanye bleached his mind. So that's what I feel about that.
That's that same bleach that they used over there in Jamaica. That same stuff.
Yeah, Jamaican stuff. Listen, Jamaican stuff, that same thing. Like, we made it a shame to be black. Like, that's what Kanye is. You understand? Yeah. So now, with no sweat, I appreciate it, brother. So we're going to take the other calls. You can stay on, but we're going to take the other calls.
Yeah,
all right?
Okay.
All right. And for those that are paying attention, we're going in the chronological order that the calls came in. So just sit and be patient.
Shalom, new caller, 973, Secaucus, New Jersey. You on the air.
All right. Caller, you online. Who's this? What's your name? Where you calling from?
Where you calling from?
This is G-Man. Can you hear me?
Oh, God.
Oh, shit.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can hear you,
brother. I can hear you.
First and foremost.
What's your name? Go ahead.
First and foremost, how are you guys doing tonight?
Oh, we're doing pretty good. Appreciate you asking.
Tazaryach,
Why you didn't come to the Passover, man?
You know why I didn't come to no Passover. You were running your mouth when I hung up the phone.
Please stop.
Nah. I don't know why you didn't come.
Y'all always watching, man. I'm always watching.
You ate your Hades?
I told you to come to the Passover. You just seen the greatest. You just seen the greatest level of brotherhood.
Respect, man. You got to show me some respect.
We did show you respect.
But I want to have a little bit of fun tonight, if you don't mind.
Go ahead, brother.
All right. You always talking about bringing those body bags, right? Well, guess what? I brought 2 custom-made ones for you guys tonight.
All right.
All right? So check it out. I heard one of your boys on the internet talking about how you guys believe in the doctrine of reincarnation. Where's your proof of that?
Proof of what?
The doctrine of reincarnation.
If I had to give one quick scripture of the proof of that, right?
If you can prove that to me, I'll believe it. If you can actually prove that reincarnation is what in Scripture.
Okay, no sweat. I'm going to give 2 scriptures.
Okay.
All right?
By the way, I'm coming in the spirit of brotherly love.
No sweat.
All right.
2 scriptures, right? Matthews 22 and 23, the same day came into him the Sadducees, which say there is no resurrection. and asked him. So my question to you is, why are they coming to him about the question of resurrection?
If he said that the Sadducees came to him. The Sadducees,
right, now,
the Pharisees did not necessarily believe the same things. The Pharisees were believers in the law of Moses, and they also mingled the law of Moses with the tradition. Right?
Let's stick to this. Right, the Sadducees did not believe in resurrection, so why would they come to Christ to challenge him on resurrection?
To try to trap him.
Trap him in what?
They just wanted to trap him up on his words, but that doesn't prove reincarnation.
Wait, no. The only things that the Sadducees and Pharisees, this is something that me and you should be able to agree on. The only things that the Sadducees and Pharisees came to Christ, as you just said, was to trip him up on something. Do we agree?
We both agree on that, yeah.
So now, if Christ did not believe in resurrection or reincarnation, and the Sadducees also don't believe on that, why would they have to trip him up on that? Body bag.
Never said he didn't believe in the resurrection. As a matter of fact, he says he is the resurrection and the life.
Wait. You said wait. You said, as a matter of fact, he said what?
You read one verse and
no. Slow down. Just slow down 1 second. You said, as a matter of fact, he what?
Okay, that Jesus did believe in the resurrection. He said that he was the resurrection.
So Christ believed. Wait. So you're saying, So you're saying that Christ believed in resurrection or reincarnation?
I'm telling you that Jesus believed in the resurrection, not reincarnation.
They're the same exact thing.
They're not the same thing.
They are.
If you will let me explain, I can tell you why they're not the same thing.
Okay, so now before I let you explain, right?
Nothing to do with the body bag behind you. Like I see, I'm always hitting you for it because you're about to mess up.
Listen, you're saying that the Sadducees do not believe in resurrection, but Christ said he is the resurrection, right?
That Jesus did believe in a resurrection, and he said that when he comes back, that he is going to raise those who are in the grave. I thought you knew that.
Okay, so your definition, your terminology for resurrection is just resurrecting those that are in the grave, right?
Yeah, those who are dead are going to rise.
I got you.
1 Thessalonians chapter 4, that's in Matthew 24, that's in the book of Revelation, there's a bunch of different places
I got you.
in Scripture.
So
you
now,
always say precept upon precept.
So now,
I'm not done yet, hold on. You always say precept upon precept and line upon line.
Right.
Dude, you got to do better than Matthew 22, but Matthew 22 don't prove no reincarnation. Now, we can do this one of two ways. We can add that to our debate in the future, or you can accept that right now.
You were supposed to have a debate in April, but you was fucked up, so you didn't come in. But now, in that chapter, why does Christ says, therefore, when they ask him the question, whose wife shall she be of the seven? Christ says, ye the error not knowing knowing the scriptures, nor the power of the Most High, for in the resurrection they are neither married nor are given in marriage, for are angels of God in heaven. That's not my question. 22 and 31 says, but as touching the resurrection of the dead, have you not read that which was spoken unto you by God, saying, I am the God of Abraham, God of Isaac, God of Jacob. God is not the God of the dead, but of the living. So what is he saying?
Exactly. I understand what that actually means.
Turn us down in the background.
You got to do us one favor. Wait, hold on. You got to do us one favor. You got to turn us down in the background so we don't get the feedback.
And if you got us on speakerphone, that's probably why you can't hear us. It's probably what's causing the delay and the static.
Okay, so I'm going to take you off a speaker then. Hold on.
Yeah, no,
there you go. Yeah, fix it up.
Hey.
You're right.
And remember, I said 2 scriptures I had. This was just the first one that we're dialoguing about. But go ahead.
Okay, so I have my verse that I want to show you. First of all, just so that we show everybody that we're on the same line for me, what reincarnation is.
Reincarnation is when your mama and daddy had sex, you was born. That's reincarnation.
Okay, that's not what reincarnation is. Reincarnation is when you die, your soul gets recycled into a different body, and you come back as something else.
Your soul, your body, your flesh that you just had is a different body. Dumb. Like this, you just repeated what I just said. You said, "What is my definition of reincarnation?" I said, "When your mama and daddy had sex, and you're born, you are a reincarnation." of what you once were. And you just said, no, that's not true. Your spirit gets recycled. Your spirit is the same. Your body is different.
That's not what I just said. And you're recording this, and I'm going to show everybody I didn't
No
say
sweat.
that.
No
so
sweat.
this is what I said. The definition of reincarnation is when someone dies, their soul gets recycled into another body. Now that we resolved what the definition of reincarnation is,
where does the body come from? Okay, so when you say, so if reincarnation is when your soul gets recycled into another body, where does the other body come from?
God creates.
Where? How does God create that body? He just make a body just pop up? How does the body get created?
No, God created the reproductive system. Why are you avoiding
what reproductive
my
system?
Scriptures to you?
Wait, what reproductive system? You see how dumb this is? What reproductive system? In the woman, right?
Women are able to have children.
Right. That's what I just said. So reincarnation.
So are you going to allow me to give you my counter scripture, or are you going to?
Yes, I'm waiting for your counter scripture. I just wanted to show how dumb you was. Yeah, I know. Please give me your counter scripture.
You don't want to hear my counter scripture.
No, I do want to hear your counter. I just wanted to point out how dumb you was.
So
but give me your counter
I want
scripture.
to read something to you.
Please.
I want to read something to you. Okay? And then I want to correct you about something that you said to another caller, too. But before I do that, let me read my first scripture here, okay?
Give me your counter scripture.
In Luke chapter 1, verse 17, I know a lot of you try to argue that Jesus is the reincarnation of Elijah, right? Well, if you look at Luke chapter 1, verse 17, hold on a minute, I'm almost done. In Luke chapter 1, verse 17, it says, and he will go before him in the spirit and power of Elijah to turn the hearts of the father to the children, and to the disobedient, and to the understanding of the righteous, to make ready for the Lord, a prepared people. Now, it's not talking about literally coming back as Elijah, but in the spirit and the power of Elijah. Jesus' ministry was very similar to that of Elijah. Okay? The second thing that I want to point out to you is, what happens after you die? The Bible says, absent from the body, it means to be present with the Lord. And that's found in 2 Corinthians chapter 5, I believe verse 8, where it says that to be absent from the body, to be present with the Lord. And after the death is the judgment. Where is reincarnation in the Bible?
Okay,
Teasing me, laughing at me, don't prove nothing.
Okay, that's right. I got you.
With me if you want to get
I got you. So now, before I respond to you, you pull Luke 1:17. Just please give me the other scripture you pulled.
Okay, now, this is in regard to what you guys said to the other caller when you said the Most High was never amongst men.
Okay, no sweat. I don't want to touch. I don't want to. Okay, no sweat. Let's just stay. I don't want to.
Wait.
I don't want to deviate. No. I thought I got you, but I don't want to deviate from.
The second body bag, though. This is the second body bag.
No, but you're right. You're right when you say, but you got to be quiet. Okay,
so we'll double you up.
You got to be quiet because I'm about to listen. You got to be quiet for a second. G-Man. When you start ranting like that, it don't go good for us, for the listeners that's listening. So I know you want to put us on speaker and keep doing that rant, but it does not give the listeners a good enough debate. So let me respond. I only asked you for the scripture because I thought it pertained to the subject. Being that it does not, let's not talk about that. Let's deal and stick with this subject. Now, the first body bag that you're going to get is, we have never said Christ was Elijah. That's a goddamn lie. Straight up and down lie. You just cut yourself, body bag. That's the first one. Nice and easy. Luke 1:17 just proved reincarnation. Just proved it. I'm going to read it. Luke 1:17 says, he shall go before him in the spirit and power of Elijah. I'm not going to use my words. I'm going to use your words. You said reincarnation means when a spirit is recycled into another body. I asked you, how does that happen? You said through the reproductive system the woman has. That's what you said. So that means, who is being spoken to here? The angel is talking to Zacharias, telling him that his wife is going to have a child. In her reproductive system, a body is going to come out of. And in that body...
Captain Tazaryach, that's not what I said.
You just said that the spirit comes back. Excuse me, that the body comes from the reproductive system. Did you not say that?
This is what I said.
It's a simple yes or no.
The definition of I'm trying to answer your question. I said, what was the definition of reincarnation? and I gave you the definition of what reincarnation
I got
was.
you, and that's
Now
what's
you're trying to
occurring.
say that when
That's
I talk
what's
about the
occurring.
reproductive system,
That's
that
what's
was
occurring.
reincarnation.
How does the
That's
spirit?
not true.
Does the spirit walk without a body? No. The spirit requires a body. And what body? Now, Elijah, this spirit of Elijah went into a man named John. Not the physical body of Elijah. That's why it has to be a spirit, because the spirit, when you die, your spirit goes to the Most High. When the judgment is time to come back, you're born back into the planet. That's how it works. You got Psalms 105? Before you get... before.
Captain Tazaryach, this is why I need to be in the I.S.U.P.K. Because honestly, that was weak, and I'm gonna tell you why that was weak.
That was not weak. That was not weak at all.
And John said he was not Elijah. So
listen,
how could he have the
you
spirit
wouldn't
of
make it
Elijah?
in here.
Now here's how dumb you are. Here's how dumb you are. Who is being spoken? I'm gonna ask you a simple question. Is Zacharias being spoken to by an angel in this chapter?
We're not reading from Zechariah. We're reading from Matthew chapter 1, verse 20.
This motherfucker don't know the Bible? I said, is Zacharias being spoken to right now? Yes or no?
No, they're quoting a verse that was found in the Old Testament.
Are you stupid?
Okay.
Are you stupid? When you read Luke, the first chapter, Luke 1 and 5, there was in the days of Herod, the king of Judea, a certain priest named Zacharias. What are you talking about? This is Zacharias in the temple.
What I'm talking about is this.
No. This is why you don't last long. I asked you was Zacharias. I asked you. You got to answer the question. I asked you. G-Man, I asked you a question. I'm going to give you another shot. Is Zacharias being spoken to in this chapter? Yes or no?
What we see is
it's a simple question.
That is what's going on there.
So Zacharias is not in the temple being spoken to by an angel in this chapter?
You know, what if you right, man, and the I.S.U.P.K. is right, bro? You ever want me to listen to you, man? You gotta be humble and admit when you're wrong, man. Seriously. Reincarnation's not in there.
All I want to know is, I'm just asking a simple question. Who's in the temple before the angel comes?
Who's in the temple before the angel comes?
Are we not reading Luke the first chapter and the 17th verse?
What we're talking about is
are we reading Luke the are we reading
right now is burying your grave, digging your grave deeper than what it already is. Body bag.
I think, G-Man, you wanted to try him so bad. Can you give me to the Uber, because he's not going to. Yeah. You wanted to try him so bad that you're allowing your unintelligence to be shown greatly. In Luke the first chapter, the reason why I asked you, listen, hey G-Man, if you can be quiet, I'll give you the floor. If you can be quiet, I'll give you the floor back, because you look dumb right now. You look ignorant right now.
I can't wait.
All you gotta do is just be quiet. All you gotta do is just be quiet. It's the last shot you're gonna get. Anybody that read Luke the first chapter know that this is talking about John the Baptist, that this is Zacharias and Elizabeth being mentioned, and Elizabeth was barren, and the angel is coming to talk about Zacharias to tell him that his woman's womb was going to be opened up to receive the spirit of Elijah, and they was going to name that man John. That's what this chapter is talking about. In this chapter is when Elijah said, and when you go down to 24, it says, and after those days, his wife Elizabeth conceived and hid herself 5 months. How did she know to get conceived? Because the angel came and spoke to Zacharias. You telling me that Zacharias is from the Old Testament? That's a lie. The book of Zacharias is, but the man in this chapter is not from the Old Testament. Where are you getting that from?
What I'm trying to get you to understand, Captain Tazaryach, is the debate is reincarnation in the Bible.
The debate is reincarnation in the Bible. And this is my point. And this is my point. This is my whole point. My whole point for showing you that the verse that you pulled, and then you'll be gone after this. My whole point, you pulled this verse first to lie on us and say that we taught that Elijah was Christ when we never said that. We never said that Elijah was Christ. That's the first cut. That's the first body bag. The second body bag is this spirit of Elijah went into John. You know that the spirit of Elijah went into John because the child that came out of here was named John. And then you ignorantly said that John said he wasn't Elijah, and he ain't supposed to know he's Elijah, because when you go to Ecclesiastes 1 and 11, it says there's no remembrance of who you were. It's Christ that said that John was Elijah. And how did Christ know? Because he was given that power
of Elijah.
No, it said he would have the spirit first. He said, this, what is the spirit? It ain't say just power. It said
the spirit and the soul is not the same thing.
Wow. Stop it. I cannot. Can you bring the next call
man, I know you can hear me. You need medicine.
You need, listen, man, them conscious, I'm about to say the conscious cat. Them Christian motherfuckers fucked you up. First he said, I would love to see the tape that we said Elijah and Christ was the same. I would love to see that tape. I've never seen it a day in my life. And he, by his own admission, reincarnation is when the spirit is born back through a mother's reproductive system. It's called a child. What did this verse say? He shall go before him in the spirit, not just spirit, but the power of Elijah. Why does it say power of Elijah? Because Elijah was strong for the Lord too. So John is going to be the same. You got the next caller? G-Man, if you're listening and you say you want to do that debate in that church in Jersey City, I've already agreed to do it. Get the goddamn church. Caller, what's this caller from?
Get medicine.
The only medicine is I.S.U.P.K. That's why you keep calling. Caller from the 316-588. You on the line.
You need to be prescribed Xanax.
Yo,
What's up, man? You on live. You got a question or comment? Body bag. That's not for you.
Yes, no. My question is, okay, so I'm kind of like listening to you guys. I'm kind of want to know a clarification. Is the Bible more of a fiction book or a non-fiction book?
The Bible. Which one is real? Non-fiction? Non-fiction means it's real. Okay, but the Bible is non-fiction, meaning it's real.
Okay. So when you talk about not a fiction, fiction means imaginary event. So when you say angels, is that usually in a natural world?
I don't know what you mean. You say natural world.
In this world you see around you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if you're talking about angels, when you read the scriptures, the angels actually interacted with mankind. So when the angels came to Sarah, she saw them. When the angels came to Sodom and Gomorrah, they saw them. When they came to Samson's parents, they saw them.
Right. Ain't nothing new under the sun, right?
Right.
If that's the case, there's angels today, right?
Yeah, the scriptures say you entertain angels unawares. So you could be entertaining an angel and just not know that you're entertaining an angel. That is correct.
Okay. What's any type of natural proof that basically if it's not imaginary, if it's not imaginary, it will have some type of reoccurrence.
When you say reoccurrence, like it would happen again, I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, it will happen again.
Well, it has. That's why the scriptures say you entertain angels unaware. Even when Sarah spoke to the men, how did she see the men?
Right. I was just saying, like, do you see any human beings with wings on them?
The scriptures don't say that every angel has wings. That's why I said when Sarah saw them angels, how did she see them?
Yeah, I get.
Answer the question. Answer the question. How did she?
Know.
That's good. It's good if you say you don't know. She saw them as men. When the men came into Sodom and Gomorrah, how did they see them? Did they see them with wings, or did they see them a different kind of way?
I don't know. You got to tell me.
They saw them as men as well. That's why I say you entertain angels unaware. She saw them as men.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Even when Joshua saw the angel, he actually drew his sword to fight him. And he told him that he was an angel. So you could entertain an angel and not know that it's an angel. You usually know sometimes people will know afterwards based upon the event that could have happened to them. That's usually how you know. But they come to you looking like you and I would look as a man.
Okay, so we say Archangel Michael, or the angel of that guy Jacob, his name. They usually describe with wings. Am I correct?
No. Even when he wrestled with the angel, it doesn't say he had wings. You can look in Ezekiel. In Ezekiel, the first chapter, it describes them differently like that.
It was also a vision.
But which is also, and even in that, even in that, 1 second, and even in that, it was a vision. But most interactions that we have with angels, they're looked at as men, like you and I. They're not looked at with wings. That's Christianity that got you thinking that.
What do angels come from?
They come from the realm with the Most High.
And what is that realm?
I just told you.
Dimension.
The fourth dimension.
So now my question to you is, now you've asked a bunch of questions. What is your bottom line with the questions that you're asking?
My bottom line is basically if I'm pretty much wanting to know if this is a real nonfiction.
Here's how you know. Here's how you can know if the book is real. Like, see how you angels. Here's how you know if the book is real.
That was just like one little part. I wasn't. That was like.
You said you want to know if the book is real.
But the fact of literacy and metaphor. What do you?
Well, literacy. Okay, no sweat. Literacy and metaphor is like anything you read. Even when we talk to each other on the street, some things is literal, some things is metaphor. If I walk up to you and I say you good, for example, that you good got about 7 or 8 different meanings, depending on the context of what we're talking about. If I say I'm about to chill with my dog, depending on the context, I could be talking about an animal or I could be talking about a real person. You understand? So it's all about the context. You know the Bible is real based on the prophecies that are written in that book is what certify that Bible. Our slavery, our redemption, our history, that's how you know that book is real. All right?
I get that, but it's the fact that they have imaginary events.
You keep saying imaginary events. Our slavery is not an imaginary event.
I say that because the fourth dimension is not proven.
Yeah, but what you worrying about is something you can't even fathom. Can you get around Deuteronomy the 28th chapter? Have you read that before?
Yeah, I read Deuteronomy.
Okay, so is that true or is that false? 1 second. Is that true or is that false?
Deuteronomy, yes, that's true.
Shalom, that's your answer. Your next call.
Hold on, what?
Stop doing drugs.
You can't just say.
Caller from the. Okay, no sweat. Caller from the. Who said static? One person?
47879 handful.
It said just fix static for a second. Whatever you did, that fixed the static for a second. Oh, yeah. All right, we're going to work on the static. Just bear with us a second. Don't worry about the caller right now. You can deal with it. Caller, just bear with us as we deal with the static. Sound just... Oh, no. Let's see if we can skip this up some. How's the static now? Can you tell me? Do. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Let's see if it sounds a little better.
Hey, Shalom, you should right there.
Hey, what's your question or comment?
Shalom, this is GEN.YAHANNA, Officer 500. Comment on the gentleman that called before, talking about imaginary.
Okay, go ahead.
The arrogance in that statement. The fact that you think you can see everything. You can't see everything. You can't see infrared.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's dimensions, like, we live in the third dimension. That's height, length, width, and then the fourth dimension will be time. To think that we can see all dimensions is just silly.
That's an excellent breakdown. I actually know who this is. That's actually an excellent breakdown. He's from New York, by the way. So I like it. Oh, but that's an excellent breakdown. Did you want to say anything else? I don't hear him at all now. Yeah, why is that sound like that? You switched it to phone?
It's what stays on.
Oh, it does? You don't go to mix it? Just hey, put a song or something on. Let me hear that while you're working this out. We're going to play a quick song. Just bear with us 1 second. Testing 1, 2. Oh, we're getting the 1. Hold on. If we sound, nope. Somebody said nope. It's still.
Won't be static.
I don't give a fuck. We can still hear it. You can work. We can focus on that instead of us having to talk. What about the other end on the mixer?
I ain't at the die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. And we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high with the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't at the die to meet the devil.
I remember I was only 13 when I met the demon. Gave me a juice and a bundle of cocaine. Told me to sell to my people, make sure you keep them fiending. If any try to show you, make sure that you leave him leaking. He said, I'ma hold you down when problems pop up. How you got me moving this dope? Want me in lockup? He said, don't you want the Benz vertible with the top cut? Yeah. Stop, bitch, you get in that kitchen. Let it rock up. Bitches love the dope, boy, especially when it's pop up. I know you know Ron. Who the plug from by the block up? Tell you a little secret. Make sure that you keep your mouth shut. Ron got a Lexus, Crip in Philly and Texas. Trip to the Bahamas, just got a lift for his mama. He fucking up on commas, be honest, he seen decent dope. I hear you, but I just seen Ron about a week ago. Fat, he ain't looking too good. His knees is kinda slow. I asked him why the struggle. Got stuck up for his bundle, but them 6-hour trips in his legs what made him crumble. At least he got the house and mama is living good. Said the feds took it all, he right back in the hood. I see you try to play me, you gave us crack in the 80s. Made us abort our babies and making hoes out our ladies. I know you got me gravy, but Satan, you must be crazy. It's gonna take more than cars when to amaze me. I seen niggas shoot for stars, but being lazy. Never get their head at the cloud, so you can face me. I guarantee that you won't regret it. Remember, I said it. No, you can dead it. What you saying? I can't win? No, devil, nice try. So until we meet again, I ain't at the die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. And we seen the rise of the devil. We fell for the lies of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't at the die to meet the devil. I ain't religious or superstitious. But we've been getting fucked up to the side like a mistress. Yeah, hold on, brother. Because prison became a business. And murder won the cause and they start talking about forgiveness. We think that it's alright because we got public. Military and armor. When we fight oppression, then our people die martyr. You reap what you sow. Some people call it karma. When Christ return, y'all gon' get this harvest like a farmer. Don't tell me don't bring up the past no more. They still trying to set up the score with a side of Shakur. Changed my life and I'm just trying to live life right. But at night I look behind me and see flashing lights. Letting me down. You got nothing that's poking me right. I don't smoke or push pills. I gave up my vice. So Mr. Officer, why you wanna take my life? And your honor, why you gave our homeboys life? I've been wondering why you shot our homeboy twice. Pussy with a gun screaming out that he the knife. Came from my baby spot, chicken and rice. Shit's tripe, I'm just giving visuals like Skype. Ask Trayvon, Mike Brown, Ty Gurley, Eric Garner, Sean Bell, Philando, Open, Sterling, Jaquan McDonald. The white man is so devilish. Ask Hammurabi, he'll tell you who the devil is. The white man is so devilish. Ask Hammurabi, he'll tell you who the devil is. I ain't at the die to meet the devil. Angels fell and landed in the ghetto. The earth was given to the hands of devils. We fell eyes of the devil. When we got high was the devil. I looked into the eyes of the devil. I ain't at the die to meet the devil. Let me ask you something. I just switched something online. How's the sound right now?
Switch it to me a little bit. Tell me how the sound is right now. Can y'all hear us?
But you know what? Nah, it can't be this cat.
Technical
Don't touch it.
difficulties. It ain't got nothing to do with that.
Caller, what's your name? Where you calling
I
from?
just got a one question.
Yeah, what's
Nah,
your
we lost
I'm calling
connection.
from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yeah, I hear you.
One question. Can you guys break down 33:23?
We back.
You said, can we do what now?
Break down Exodus 33:23.
You said Exodus 33 and 23?
Yes. 3:23, right? Yeah, that chapter. I mean, when the Moses saw the Lord tell Moses he can see only his back part.
You want to take that one? When it says, and I will take away mine hand, and thou shalt see my back parts, but my face shall not be seen.
Yes.
All it meant was that, no sweat. All that means when you go up to, when you start at verse 18, and he said, I beseech thee, show me thy glory. So what Moses was asking the Most High, when you read verse 18, he was just asking to see the Lord's glory. And he said, I will make all my goodness pass before thee, and I will proclaim the name of the Lord before thee, and be gracious to whom I will be gracious, and show mercy on whom I will show mercy. And he said, thou canst see my face, for there shall no man see me and live. So what the Lord did tell Moses, that he would see his goodness and his glory. And the Lord said, behold, there is a place by me, and thou shalt stand upon a rock. And it shall come to pass, while my glory passeth by, that I will put thee in the cleft of the rock, and will cover thee with my hand while I pass by, and I will take away my hand, and thou shalt see my back parts, but my face shall not be seen. So all that, So all that happened there was that Moses saw the glory of the Lord, almost like imagine a window opening up for Moses to see the Lord's glory, but he could not see it face to face. He could not see it in that sense. That's why it says my back parts.
Okay, but that thing doesn't have nothing to do with talk about
Say it again.
Okay, do you remember the part when the Lord see Moses and he tell him to take his shoes off?
Because that's hallowed ground, right?
The place where he's standing is sacred.
Right.
That means like take all his even you say that, take all his beliefs away, because what he's gonna learn is new.
No, when he say take your feet off of that ground is sacred, meaning this area, because the Lord's presence is in this area, that's what makes it hallowed. So it's not so much the area, it's because the Most High is there.
Well, I hear you say before, like when the Lord tells that, it's because basically he's telling you to take all your, knowledge that you bring, to take it off. I mean,
right, you got to pour that. Right, you got to pour that. That's Luke. That's Luke the 5th chapter. That's Luke the 5th chapter, when Christ said you got to pour all the old. You got to pour the old information out to receive the new information. But that's not what was.
That's not the same thing. When I'm sorry to tell you, I'm sorry.
No, that's not what the Lord did for Moses. Was actually showed him his glory. Like he showed him, like imagine a window to peek inside the dimension where the Lord stays at. But Moses couldn't see the Most High face to face, because no man can. But he did let him see his glory, so he got a peek into the window of the Most High. So that's all that.
One more question, and that's it. What is glory?
You said what's glory? Well, in terms of kingdom, like where the Lord sits. You ever in Revelations when it talks about the Lord's kingdom, that's his glory. So that's what Moses got a peek into. So if you read the kingdom of the Most High, it talks about the sea of crystal. It talks about the lions that are side by side. It talks about his throne. So that's the glory of the Most High.
Huh.
Well, one example, I should say. I don't want to limit him like that.
Well, okay, that's good enough. Okay, well, thank you very much.
No problem at all. We got any other callers on here?
Bye-bye.
All right, bye. I'll give me the next one. G-Man, like, we should never take a call from G-Man because he messes up the static on the line. I'm going to blame it on G-Man tonight. We got another call? Tazaryach.
Brother from Omaha.
Brother from Omaha, you on the line? 402-812, you on live. They say when you turn the volume up, it help. What's your question or comment? You'll be the last caller of the night. You might as well just let it be.
The other question I had was in the scriptures I read several times where it says dragons. Is that any reference to like dinosaurs? Like
no, when you see when you see dragons in the scriptures, it's mainly talking about the white man's military, like in Revelation. You talk about in Revelations or somewhere else?
No, in parts where it said Edom, his heritage was laid waste to the dragons of the wilderness.
Hold on, let me see. Now you know that when it says you said the dragons in the wilderness. Oh, let me see.
Yes, it said Edom was he was laid waste as the dragons of the wilderness.
I'm just trying to find the verse. Do you know the scripture you're referring to?
I do not. I know that it does say that Edom's his heritage or something should be laid waste as the dragons of the wilderness.
Okay, you would have to get me that verse so I can read it so I can understand exactly what it's talking about.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna try to find it.
I'm trying to find it too at the same time.
Because I definitely know that in Revelation that's not the same. I definitely know that dragon is not in reference to it. But I think it's Malachi 1 and 3.
Okay, let me go. You're referring to?
Yes, sir.
The dragons in that context is just talking waste for the literal dragon, but just laying it like a dragon would be like synonymous with like a wild beast or a wild animal. That's why he's saying that he laid his mountains and heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. That's all. Okay. It's not a literal dragon like that.
Okay, so what about Psalms 148 and 7? That's another one I had. Another question on a dragon.
You got it in front of you?
The verse?
Yeah. Now, sometimes when you see dragons could be like a big, I want to say like lizard or something like that. It could be in reference to that. Like same thing when you see Leviathan as well, right?
Right. I was
breaking up. Brother.
Leviathan to my... Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. You said Leviathan to what?
Leviathan. Like the light.
I wouldn't. Say again?
Godzilla, because it said sparks of fire leap out of his mouth.
Did you say Godzilla?
Yes, sir.
No, I wouldn't go that far, but it ain't far-fetched to think that fire could come from any animal. I wouldn't say that. Again? That's what I said. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't put that on any particular animal, but you can take a small firefly, for example. That smaller thing lights up when the chemicals mesh together. You're familiar with what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, so I wouldn't say it's impossible, but I wouldn't say that that's what it's talking about. I wouldn't say Leviathan is that, and I wouldn't say that's what the dragons is talking about.
But the way it described it, it's making the bubbles boil like a seething pot, like, and just the way it was describing it, sneezing coming from his nose, like smoke coming out of his nose, and fire coming from his mouth. Sparks of fire leap out of his mouth. Literal or metaphorical?
No, Leviathan is a creature. I'm not disagreeing with you. I just wouldn't classify it the way that you as far as the fire breathing and stuff like that. But it is a creature, though.
Does it not? But the scripture said that it does breathe, like it sparks of fire leaps out of his mouth.
Where does it? Which verse does it say that in?
That's what's that? Job 41 and 21, I believe, or 20.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm kind of all over the place. I apologize.
A little bit.
Sorry.
When it says in Job 41, it says, "Canst thou draw out Leviathan with the hook, or his tongue with the cord that thou lettest down? Can thou put a hook in his nose, or bore his jaw with thorn? Will he make supplication unto thee? Will he speak soft words unto thee?" I don't see the fire part. That's what I mean when I say Leviathan, like even when it says hook, which lets you know it's probably a sea creature. Because it says hook there.
It was describing that you can't do any of these things. Those questions were kind of rhetorical.
Right. The questions are definitely rhetorical. That's why I'm not saying that it's not an actual sea creature, but I would say it's more than likely a sea creature, not a land creature.
Okay. 19 and 20 is where it talks about the.
It says
Mouth.
When it says out of his mouth go burning lamps and sparks of fire leap out.
Yes, sir. And 20 as well.
I don't know if I would once again, like I said, when you take the firefly, so I wouldn't say that it's impossible. I would not say that that's impossible.
Okay. I can accept that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that's impossible.
Okay. All right. That's my only question. I just kind of wondered about the dragons and the different beasts that I was hearing about.
Yeah, no sweat. Something when you see them, that's what I said with the Leviathan. That's definitely a creature. Now, what it looks like, I couldn't tell you, but if the fact that it's written lets you know that it is something that's real. Even a dragon that could be real. I don't know if I would add the wings and the monstrosity that they make it to be, but could it be something that take place? Absolutely. The firefly, if the firefly can make light come out of it, that small little animal, if those chemicals can come together and make light, then it could be plausible, at least.
Okay. All right.
All right.
That's what I needed to hear. Yes, sir. Thank
All
you.
right, no sweat.
All right.
All right. All right, no sweat. And with that, we're going to go ahead and end the show. I appreciate y'all staying on, dealing with us with the static. We'll have it fixed and squared away next week. Shalom.